everybody. Oh, let me try that again. That was a little weak. Hi, everybody. It's time for 11:30. At 11:30, Paula Shaw here. And, I just wanted to be sure I set my timer so I didn't forget this time. Happy Monday, everybody. How were your weekends? I hope they were great because yesterday was Easter. We talked last week that Passover came and went, and no pun intended, Passover came and went. That's pretty good, actually. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. I hope that your weekend was lovely, and those of you who celebrate Easter, I hope you had some kind of gathering, whether it was by phone or Zoom, with your loved ones. My family all gathered on a great big Zoom call, and it was actually incredibly sane. I have to say, I kind of thought it was going to be this mishmash of everybody trying to talk at the same time, but that didn't happen. We all checked in with each other. We each took a turn kind of talking about how we're doing and what we're experiencing during COVID-19, and it was great. And we had some exciting news. You know, my nephew's buying a house, and so there were cool things going on. We got to see the babies, and little Miss Giada, our 3-year-old, had plenty of things to say. And anyway, we all just really enjoyed each other. In fact, we started our Zoom call at 3, and I think I'm pretty accurate in saying the last of us got off the call somewhere around 7. So it was pretty crazy. Not everybody stayed on that long, of course, but God bless Zoom, huh? Because there is something about being able to look at each other when we're speaking that makes it all a little bit more wonderful. But prior to that gathering, I watched Andrea Bocelli's concert at the Duomo in Milan, and I have to tell you, I don't know how many of the rest of you saw it. If you did not, go on YouTube or Google Andrea Bocelli's Easter concert, and I'm sure you'll find it. It was just about a half hour long. But at the end, he stepped out of the church. He was on the front steps of the Duomo, and he sang a cappella, Amazing Grace. And then they cut to some shots of Paris, the Eiffel Tower, and nobody in the streets. London, nobody in the streets. New York, nobody in the streets. And I gotta tell you, I sobbed. It was just like really one of the most beautiful, moving things I've ever seen. So I highly, highly recommend that you Google it and watch it today if you can. But I have to say, it reminded me of something really beautiful my friend Robin Chapello shared with our Rotary chat stream. We've got a text stream going with all the members of our Rancho Santa Fe Rotary group. And what she shared was a quote from Bill Gates. And I think it's so beautiful. I want to read it to you all this morning. This is what Bill Gates had to say. When you go out and see the empty streets, the empty stadiums, the empty train platforms, don't say to yourself, my God, it looks like the end of the world. What you're seeing is love in action. What you're seeing in that negative space is how much we do care for each other. For our grandparents, for our immunocompromised brothers and sisters, for people we will never meet. People will lose jobs over this. Some will lose their businesses, and some will lose their lives. All the more reason to take a moment when you're out on your walk or on your way to the store or just watching the news to look into the emptiness and marvel at all that love. Let it fill you and sustain you. It isn't the end of the world. It's the most remarkable act of global solidarity we may ever witness. It's the reason the world will go on. Oh, I just thought that was the most beautiful thing. And it's so true, isn't it? You know, I live here in Carlsbad in the San Diego County, and none of my neighbors have become ill. You know, when you go to the store, everybody looks fine. But we're all still wearing masks, and we're all still staying inside. And yes, it's partly out of fear. Nobody wants to get the coronavirus. But it's also out of our caring for others. It's also because we know we might be carrying symptoms and not even realize it, or be asymptomatic and have the virus and no symptoms. And so I love what Bill Gates said. It is out of love. It is out of caring for our fellow man. It is out of our concern for humanity that we're all doing this. And when I saw those empty streets in Paris and London and New York, I realized that is exactly why those streets are empty. Because we love each other so much. Because humanity is connected. You know, how many times have you heard we're all one? And it almost seems like a trite statement sometimes. But the truth is, we are. Every human being operates basically the same way. Oh, of course, we're all different. We're unique. Even our fingerprints are unique. But we all love the people we're close to. We all have fears about certain things in our lives. We all worry about taking care of those we love. We all want to be healthy and well and wealthy and happy. And under those parameters, we are one. And so, yeah, I'm with you, Bill Gates. Let's take our hats off to the people who aren't in the streets today, to the people who love everybody enough that even though they're feeling fine, even though they have no symptoms, even though they may be able to walk 2 miles uphill like I did on Saturday, still, I'm staying home. And I hope you are too. Because that way, we can end this so much sooner. We can all get out and all hug each other again and all love each other and gather for a coffee or a beer. We can all get back to what we were doing that we loved so much. And so I want to applaud everybody who is staying home today, on this Monday, wherever you are. Even though we all normally would be rushing off to start our week at work, we're not doing that. A lot of us aren't. And we're not doing it because we care. So thank you to everybody who cares that much. And now I'm just going to check our time. Oh, good. I have enough time. So I wanted to share a little process with you guys today, a couple of processes to help with the emotional stuff that's going on with you. And I also want to share that starting on Thursday, I believe I'll be doing it at noon, I'm going to do a separate show from this that will be more about talking about the things we can do for ourselves to stay healthy and to stay away from being a victim of the coronavirus and just to live good, healthy lives. So I'll be telling you more about that in the next couple of days. But for today, I want to suggest a couple of processes. For those of you who are feeling like you're ready to hit the wall, I mean, maybe literally, and maybe this kind of hit the wall, there's a process in, I think I've shared with you before, this book I wrote called Grief, When Will This Pain Ever End? And I mentioned that in this book, the chapters are very short, and then the book is filled with processes and little short articles that you can read that might help you with processing your grief over the loss that you're dealing with. And as I've mentioned in past shows, we're all dealing with loss right now. Nobody's life is exactly like it was before. And so there are things we need to do because loss and grief make us emotional. And when we're emotional, remember, emotion means energy in motion. Emotion needs to be released. It needs to be brought up, expressed, released. And then that makes room within us for the next emotion to come. But if we're pushing them down, if we're not allowing ourselves to express what we're feeling, that doesn't usually go well. Those stifled emotions can become illness, they can become cancer, they can become things that are going to make our lives very difficult. So we want to express. So one of my favorite processes that I put in the grief book, I called the rant. Now, I don't suggest you do the rant if you have a lot of family members at home. Don't do it out loud. Because in the rant, I just basically encourage people to just yell or scream or pound on pillows or do whatever you need to do and just say what you need to say. Swear if you need to swear and deal with, just get it out there. Now, obviously, if you have children at home or a wife you don't want to terrify, then here's my suggestion for the rant. Either journal your rant and let it rip. Don't worry about your handwriting. Just get it out, get it out, get it out. Or one of my favorite ways to do the rant is to just jump in my car and head down the freeway. And yes, there are people who have seen me in the car screaming and gesturing and all of that. And I'm sure they think I'm nuts, but I don't know them and I'm never going to see them again. So if that's a better way for you to process, if you're in one of those places now where you just need to get a lot of stuff out, get in your car and give yourself a rant period. And you may have to do it more than once because, as I said, when the emotion gets built up, if we don't release it, that is just a simmering volcano, and sooner or later it's going to get released, and maybe not in as choiceful a way. So that's my tip for you for today. Do the rant, either in your journal or jump in your car, find a semi-deserted area so you don't terrify anybody, and let yourself go. Just say it all. All right, guys. Thanks for being here with me today, and I'm going to put my glasses on and just take a quick look at who is here, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11:30 for 11:30. Oh, my cousin Beverly, hello, and Marilyn, hi, and Patty, oh, Patty Bell, my fave, she's always there, and Gloria, hey Gloria, good to see you guys. All right. Listen, I will be back. Whoop, I don't want to blind you. Be back tomorrow morning at 11:30. I hope you will be too. And if you enjoyed what I had to say today, please share it. Let's get the word out there so we can get some more smiles in the world. All right. See you tomorrow.